You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, guys, I never believed that the WNBA would actually allow Enes Kanter Freedom and Royce White to actually enter the WNBA Draft. And then we found out a few days ago that word was coming down. The WNBA says no, they cannot actually go into the WNBA Draft. Despite the WNBA actually saying that only women can actually enter the WNBA Draft, but however, they don't define what a woman is. But if you actually look at the actions of the woke players, it definitely seems like they actually want men to enter the WNBA. Cheryl Reeves, the coach of the Golden State Valkyries, also Gabby Williams as well. The woke league, folks, does not want these two particular transgender players to come into the WNBA. Now, of course, you know, they're actually former NBA players. And I believe, folks, it's because of their politics. They don't align with the left. It's just that simple. Now, in the case of Royce White, he has a lawyer. And this lawyer is actually Matt Gaetz, former House rep. And I figured, guys, that when word came down that the WNBA wouldn't actually let Royce White and Enes Kanter Freedom enter the draft, I suspected that legal action would be coming. And guess what? That has now been confirmed by Matt Gaetz. So the WNBA is facing a massive lawsuit now, folks, because they're not letting transgender players go into the WNBA. At least these two particular transgender players. Now, I want this whole thing to really be put to the test. And I want some other left-wing transgenders who actually play basketball to actually declare for the 2027 WNBA draft, and we'll see what the WNBA says. If they continue to say that, hey, Enes Kanter Freedom and Royce White, they can't go into the WNBA draft because they're not really transgender, you'll know that this is an agenda. Because in reality, guys, all men that were actually born men, they're still men, regardless of how they actually identify. But the WNBA has opened up this can of worms. They're doing it to themselves. And when the WNBA actually gets sued, it's pretty much the NBA as well, considering that the NBA subsidizes the WNBA. But let's go ahead and dive into this, guys. Here we go. So right over here, Matt Gaetz threatens WNBA with lawsuit over blocking male players. Former rep Matt Gaetz warned the WNBA to prepare for possible legal action after reports that former NBA players Royce White and Enes Kanter Freedom will not be allowed to enter the league's draft. Gaetz said on Monday that he is representing White, who has announced plans to seek a place in the WNBA in 2027. Now, they formally actually submitted letters saying, hey, we're going to enter into the 2027 WNBA draft. Now, Matt Gaetz is only representing Royce White right here. But I believe that if Enes Kanter Freedom is also officially declared not eligible, I'm pretty sure he's going to sue as well. And possibly others that actually want to enter the draft. Listen in right here, because Royce White fires back after WNBA reportedly denies his eligibility. Listen in.
Could this culminate in you actually playing in the WNBA?
It better. Why wouldn't they let me play? It's completely bigoted to deny my trans existence.
They're denying his trans existence. And Matt Gaetz writes right here, the WNBA has not notified and Highway 30 is actually a Royce White, or our legal team, of any decision on draft eligibility, as is their standard practice and policy. The WNBA should preserve all records in anticipation of litigation. Yeah. So I'm very curious, guys, because you guys know that the WNBA had a meeting to actually determine pretty much what is a woman and the trans issue. Now, word is we still don't have an answer on what is a woman according to the WNBA. But one thing is clear to the WNBA, Royce White and Enes Kanter Freedom, they're not women. Okay, if that's the case, then you better spell it out that, hey, no transgender is actually allowed to participate in the WNBA. But by their own rules, they don't really define what a woman is. And that is the thing. This is why Enes Kanter Freedom and Royce White have actually entered the WNBA draft. And as of right now, WNBA, NBA, they're pretty silent. Charles Barkley came out and blasted Kathy Engelberg and Adam Silver for not banning transgenders from the WNBA. They don't want to come out there and give an answer. How many weeks has it been, guys, since the WNBA had this meeting? 2.5 weeks or so right now. And they're still not saying we're going to ban the trans. But word is they're going to ban Enes Kanter Freedom and Royce White. Isn't this like a civil rights violation, folks? And in the case of Royce White, man, he's a black transgender. So that really denying his trans existence right there? Think about that, guys. Think about that. The WNBA is denying a black trans player of his existence. They're saying, no, you can't play. And by the way, Royce White, he got banned from that Chicago arena. When in reality, it was actually Natasha Cloud who instigated the whole thing. They banned him from the arena, but when it came to Natasha Cloud, she didn't even get a tech. She didn't even get a technical foul, folks. They targeted Enes Kanter Freedom at that WNBA game. And they got him out of there. Unbelievable, man. Absolutely unbelievable. But there you have it, man. WNBA, prepare for a lawsuit. Multiple lawsuits. Because I believe this is going to come from multiple fronts here. So, that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.